What is up, guys? Amp here, bringing you some Halo Reach, and I'm getting back to the basics today. I know. Well, let's go. First off. I want to apologize for my little 2 week vacation, quote unquote. You can see my air quotes, hopefully. And I feel like when I get a video sort of ready to go, like this one. Well, I actually played this one pretty recently, but get a video ready to go, or partially start working on it, and then it gets near the end of the week and don't have it done yet, and I'm like, well, I'll just post it on Monday, and then Monday rolls around and it's not ready yet, and then I'll be like, oh well, maybe I'll just post it next week, and so that's sort of what happened. So I was busy, so I didn't get around to getting the video up. I apologize. Hopefully we'll get back to weekly schedule. Also, I'm limited on Halo gameplays right now, and I kind of want to keep the pattern I'm in. So hopefully I have a little bit more now because I was playing with Shizzy here for some MLG games. But let's get into the meat of this commentary. I want to start off by saying, I talked about getting out of a rut. One of my previous commentaries, one of the most recent ones, and I feel like I'm sort of falling back into it right now. Mainly because there's something pretty big last weekend. MLG Columbus was last weekend. Well, at least in the gaming world, MLG Columbus was last weekend, and there's some stuff to talk about, especially Halo-related stuff. So that's what I'm going to get into today, as well as some other things that have come up or come to my attention. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, gameplay. Playing with Shizzy. You guys might know him from some of my earlier work. He's sort of had a little bit of a break, but he's coming back and playing a little bit of Halo. So I played some Reach with him. There's a little bit of a video glitch in here. I'm not sure what was causing it, but it should pass pretty soon. Anyways, let's get into it. MLG Columbus. It was sort of like a last call for Halo. Halo Reach was threatened. There was a threat that it wasn't going to be on the circuit this year. So it was tough because Halo was what started MLG in the first place back in 2002, and I feel like it would have been a really desolate place if Halo wasn't in the circuit. But luckily it was in Columbus. Sponsors were able to pull through and get us an event, but the community had to show up. We had to actually sell at the event. Or sell at the team passes. We had to show up as spectators. We had to watch the stream, so that we showed our support for Halo and that there was an audience for it. And I feel like we did it. A lot of people do, actually, including commentators and people at MLG. A lot of people saw a lot of people watching. There was a great crowd in Columbus. It was nice to see. It's a little bit more open audience, you guys can see on the stream, and if you guys have gone to one, there's a lot of chairs out there now. It's just sort of a huge viewing area, whereas as it used to be, it was Halo had a main stage and it was in the center and everything, and it had the bleachers. And the bleachers created this really intense experience because you had all these guys there dedicated to wait in line to get on main stage, and you were all ready to go. You were all pumped, and you were all calling out, doing cheers and all that sort of thing. So that was really awesome and really intense, and I feel like this event sort of brought some of that intensity back, even in a wider setting. So that was really cool, and it was good to see that there were a lot of teams there, and happy to see that we can actually pull something like this off. And there is a concern, though. Anaheim is on the West Coast, and the West Coast has always had a sort of a poor showing for Halo, at least in recent years. So MLG's considering whether or not to bring it back for Anaheim. So we'll see. I won't be too disappointed if it isn't Anaheim, because I know that they'll bring it back after that. But there's a possibility Halo won't be going to the West Coast. So let's get back into the actual event, though. Because I didn't watch any of the StarCraft. There was no Call of Duty this event because Call of Duty doesn't have LAN. And so let's get into Halo. Instinct, my team, ended up getting second place. It was unfortunate. Really good team ends up winning the event. The newly formed SQ. They had two of the old members, two new ones. Sort of a melding of Status Quo and Warriors. It consisted of Flamesword and Abel from Status Quo, the old Status Quo, and Snakebite and Royal 2. So Royal 2's the new up-and-comer. He's really good. Snakebite was showing off some pretty flashy plays as well. But those guys really put together a nice squad pretty recently too, and ended up pulling off the win in an 11-game series. It was insane. I was really happy with some of the series that were going on this weekend. Instinct got taken to a lot of game fives, but they pulled it out in most of them, and then game 11 they couldn't pull it off. It was unfortunate. It was only a few kills. They ended up getting decimated in that Hill game, but overall in the series they were doing really close games all the way across, and ended up coming out on the short end of the stick in the end. Oh well, we'll see them win a couple more events this season. I see it coming. I mean, they had a perfect event last season. I don't see them, you know, falling off the face of the earth for this season. Anyways, I wanted to move on and talk about another thing going on in the gaming community and Call of Duty related. Just recently, 402, the guy who's the creative strategist slash community manager over at Infinity Ward, has resigned from his position. So a lot of people have been he's sort of the guy to go to contact about like problems with Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, any sort of like concerns, suggestions, all that sort of stuff. So a lot of people are berating him about LAN, which is what I pretty much just did as well. But he's resigned, and so hopefully we'll see someone new step in, maybe do a little bit of a better job, at least in our eyes. Maybe even a YouTube commentator. That would be pretty cool. So that's a little bit of news coming from this weekend and pretty recently. But I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary, and there will be some new stuff next week.